Spam was 18 weeks last week, and I've gathered some video from our training sessions. She turned 4 months at the end of December, and I've decided to put some more work into her physical development. There's a lot of discussion on exercise in puppies. How much exercise is appropriate? What types of exercises should you do? Should you allow your puppy to move? Should you restrict your puppy's exercise? I have my own ideas, and mostly it's a mix of my own experiences and what I know about development in puppies and also in human children. There's not a lot of science done on performance puppies, so I think looking at what works and what doesn't work for human babies is one of the best ways to approach this. I think that movement is very important for puppies. I allow my puppies to move a lot from when they're just 4 or 5 weeks old, as much as they want to, and I'm very careful about letting them move on good surfaces that are not slippery. I haven't done much with Spam when it comes to her physical development except for allowing her to move freely. I won't do much more now either, but I will increase the amount of exercise that she gets, and the biggest part of that is allowing her to come with us on our longer hikes in the forest. We're usually out for about an hour to an hour and a half, and the dogs run freely most of the time. For now, I've only brought Bud with me and not all 4 of my dogs, and this is because I don't want Spam to run too much, and I don't want her to be tackled by her mother. I think she would be the one to do that. So right now it's just Bud because he is quite calm, and I can ask him to lie down if she gets too interested in him. She is very interested in him, and she likes to follow him, but if he goes too far, she'll check in with me. She doesn't always want to come all the way to me, so we're working on her recall when Bud is around because she's very interested in hurting him, actually. But the more we walk in the forest, the more she relaxes, and at the end of the walks, she's more often checking in with me. We stop often just to relax or to do some exercises. The forest is full of fun things to explore, and we can do most of the training that we do in the house out in the forest as well. Some of the training that we do is mostly for her physical development and her balance, like this balancing on a fallen tree. Other training that we do is just same things that we do at home, just in a new environment, like weaving through my legs, which I guess is also a body control exercise when done on the uneven surface of the forest floor. We're working on recalls and on sense to the toy, which turns into finding the toy when we do it in this environment. She is getting really good at putting things in my hand, so she'll return the toy to me and push it into my hand, which I'm really, really happy about. Sometimes it takes a little while, and as you'll see later, sometimes I have to ask her twice, but indoors she's really good with this. We're working on some opposite motion with the sense to the toy, and she's doing fine with that even if she has to search for the toy. This also encourages her to chase me once she finds the toy. When we added distance, she was really good at finding the toy, even with my opposite motion. When I ran away, she thought about coming with me, and then she changed her mind to go get the toy. I didn't see this until I watched the video, but that was really, really good of her. Once she then returned to me, I think she was really proud that she found the toy, and she wasn't as eager to put it in my hand. I just encouraged her and then actually clicked and rewarded a nose touch without the toy and encouraged her to come to me. This needs some more work, but I'm really, really happy with her development. As you can see, I'm sometimes clicking without giving her food. I actually reward her by increasing the intensity of our play, and it works really well for her, but I can see how it's confusing to watch because it looks like I'm not rewarding her after the click. This was the first time outdoors where I pulled her away from a static toy and then let her go, and she did really well with that, so I'm really pleased. Most of the time though, we're just out walking. But I also felt the need to work on her photos and stay skills. I really want to take cute pictures of the dogs out in the forest, and all the training that we've done recently has really made her stay worse. So that's something that's been a priority this week, and we did get that perfect shot. Apart from walking in the forest, I think that a steady stand is the most important thing that we can work on for her physical development. This is the basis of so much that I do later on, and something that I'm always coming back to with my dogs. Making sure that they can stand really nicely with one foot in each corner, feet together and toes pointing forward, and a nice flat back. This is the posture I want them to have in all of the exercises that we do for balance and strength. This was really hard for her at the beginning of the week because her stays weren't that good, but we worked on it, and she's now happy for me to move her back feet. She is eating food in a good position where I can see the muscles in her back move, and she's really doing good with it. This is one exercise where I do use physical manipulation to move their feet into position, but I do make sure that they think it's fine that I do it and that they're happy for me to move them. It's really important for them to develop strength in this position so that they're using their core muscles instead of compensating by putting their feet in awkward positions. I also tried some puppy push-ups with her, where she goes into a bow from a stand, keeping her feet still, and she did great with that, so she's really coming along with her steadiness. We've also worked on her sit-up some more, and she actually started to do some sit pretty on her own. This was not something that I was planning to teach her yet, but since she's offering it and she's not really holding the position for long, I'm encouraging it because I think it's using her core in a nice way. This is one of the cool things about using shaping and offered behaviors. She will start to offer things on her own, and she'll try to take it to the next level, and if I like it, I can buy it. So I wasn't even trying to teach her a sit-up. She started doing that when I started to teach her to lift a front paw. And from there, she started to do a sit pretty. And I just love how this is something that we do together, where I have my plans, but sometimes she does things that I just love, and it makes training so much more fun for both of us.
Oh, wow!
I've also started to add a cue to her sit-up and her down. We're still in the experimenting phase, so it's not always perfectly clean training, but I so want to get started on adding more cues. As usual, I am adding the cue just before she offers the behavior. So at this stage, she's not really waiting for the cue, she's just offering behavior, and I make sure to give the cue right before she does it. Sometimes I'll give her more than one treat for lying down or sitting up, so that my cue gets more salient and predicts the behavior, and that we're not in a rhythm of just doing the behavior over and over again. I think that's a good trick for adding a cue, making sure that you break the rhythm somewhat and feed for waiting in a position like I'm doing here.
Wow! Lick! Oh! Lick. Up. Wow. Lick. Up.
We've also worked on offering a bow. Watch how I start this session, which is the session right after doing the sit up and down, where I'm so quick at rewarding the behavior that I want for this session that she doesn't have the time or opportunity to offer anything else. I think this is one good lesson in not getting your puppy frustrated and confused about what you're working on. Set up your session so that you get them on the right track right away, get lots of reinforcement in for the behavior that you're looking for, and then if she makes a mistake, she's more likely to be able to work through it without frustration. She sometimes lies down, and if she does that, I'll actually help her back into position by holding a treat in front of her nose, because we have worked on putting her butt up from a down as well. She's more relying on my physical hand to do that, so it's not really as clean as I would like it to be, but she is offering the down from stand nicely, so I've started to add a cue to that sometimes.
Bra. Bugga. Bra. Bugga. Flick. Bugga. Flick. Bra. Bugga.
As I was talking about last week, I've also taught her to pick up something and put it in my hand using her nose touch target to my hand. And she's doing that nicely, but of course we got sidetracked by something cute that she did and started to work on using her feet with an object. I don't know what we'll use this for, but I'm sure it will be cute and something that we can progress. Maybe like holding something when she's sitting pretty, or crossing her legs without having an object. So we're just having fun with this and we'll see where it goes. We also played around a bit with the bigger ball where she got to put her feet on it and balance a bit. I didn't really like it because I think there's some risk of her slipping and injuring herself. So I don't think we'll do much of this, but I think she did a good job. This week we're working on some rear end awareness stuff, trying to get her to come all the way into heel, and we have some more projects, so I hope to get some video done, and also of the weekend trip that we're taking this weekend. So see you next week.